Okay, welcome. We'll call the Board of Selectmen meeting for November 5th, 2025 to order. Item 1, to consider and if appropriate, approve the minutes of October 15th, 2025.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been moved, seconded. Any corrections, omissions? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, item carries. Can I get a motion to add two appointments to the agenda? Appointment of Isaac Aronson to the PBC, Public Building Commission. He will serve as for the school project stakeholder representative as under item 5, as well as reappointment of Joseph Mooney to the Board of Finance under item 5A.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
It's been moved, seconded. Hearing any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, abstention, item carries. Okay, item 2, can I get a motion to go into the executive session and discuss pending tax appeals?
So moved.
Second.
Moved, seconded. For the record, we'll invite Attorney Perito into executive session. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, can I get a motion to go back into executive session?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, we are back in a regular session. For the record, no votes were taken while in executive session. I'll move these four at the same time. If there's any questions, we can take them individually. Can I get a motion to approve the proposed settlement for 2 Water's Edge, Linden Shores, 21 Acorn Road, 20 Juniper Point, and 22 Juniper Point, as described by by council?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Move second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, items carry. Item 3, to consider and if appropriate, approve a request from Police Chief Jonathan Mulhern to waive the bid for the purchase of 5 2026 Police Interceptor Utility PPB vehicles with equipment and installation, and award the contract to Jangers Ford at a cost of $67,532 per vehicle. Hey, welcome, Chief.
Yeah, good evening. This is just basically a bid waiver request to expand on our previous public bid. Jangris was the responsive bidder and the one awarded. We're very happy with their service. On the upfitting side especially, that's very important to us because we do have equipment issues. They were willing to honor the pricing for the 2026, but a very short window. Thus, I present the bid waiver as in your packet there, but we are happy with this vendor, and I believe this is the 3rd year with them. And also, if you may note that it's lower than state contract pricing for the current year, so that's a good gauge.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Been moved, second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, thanks, Chief.
Good night.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Chief.
Item 4, green use, to consider and if appropriate, approve a request from Parks and Recreation and Senior Services Department for the use of the town green on January 2nd, 2026, from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. to hold first night.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Then move, second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, abstention, item passes. Item 5, appointments, Public Building Commission, BHS School Infrastructure Improvements Project, roof and skylight replacement, solar and F-wing HVAC projects. The appointments are Dr. Christopher Tramberg, Superintendent as ex officio, Alex Paluzzi Jr., Blaze Leventon, Chief Operating Officer, and Brendan Letty, Facilities Director, as well as tonight we added Isaac Aronson, BOE member.
Motion to approve.
Second.
The move, seconded. Any discussion here? Yes.
Yeah, why would,
You want to come up, sir?
Hi, I'm Dan Halley. Just a question, why would Alex Paluzzi still be on this if he's no longer will be on the Board of Ed?
It doesn't have to be per ordinance, just tied to specifically a Board of Ed employee or member. It can be a member that represents the stakeholder group. Certainly, Mr. Paluzzi has been involved in other projects and is actually currently involved in projects on Board of Ed with Board of Ed facilities. He has a long-standing career in not only, as you know, operating and overseeing departments, but requires capital planning, has experience in capital planning and facilities, oversight of facilities. So we think he'd still be a valuable member to the board, and that's why his name's being put forward tonight.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Move, seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, item carries. Item 5A, reappointment, Board of Finance, Joe Mooney, term to expire July 31st, 2028.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Move, seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, item carries. Thank you. Item 6, to consider and if appropriate, approve a request for the purchase of 11.77 acres by the town of Branford for open space located at 138 Chestnut Street, 0 Brushy Plain Road, and 0 Brushy Plain Road. Map block, lot numbers are included in the amount of $195,000. This item has been or will be referred to RTM for legislative approval. as well as it will goes to 824 referral to planning and zoning. So this is, as stated, 11.7 acres. It abuts the eastern edge, primarily the two of the lots, the lion's share of the property, just over 11 acres, abuts the eastern edge of Supply Pond. We do have our trail system actually currently goes across a portion of this. This was identified both by Parks and Open Space, Select Committee of Open Space Acquisitions, as a lot that was, recommended for, if available, for town acquisition. We heard the other night where it was approved unanimously by the Board of Finance, supported by the Land Trust as well for this. However, this is solely a town acquisition. It aligns with our plan of conservation and development and securing open space that, could provide ecological sensitive areas protection, as well as providing those greenway corridors, which connects neighborhoods to open space. The third parcel is a small parcel, probably less than a third of an acre, or about a third of an acre, and the southwest edge at the beginning of Coon Ledge Road. That's an unimproved road that goes up into the properties, but it does connect to the Supply Pond as well. So we put forward these three parcels for acquisition.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Move seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Item carries. Item 7, to consider and if appropriate, approve the purchase of 5.28 acres by the town of Branford for municipal facilities, public works and fire, located at 15 Industrial Road and 21 East Industrial Road in the amount of $10,800,000. This item, once again, will be referred to RTM for legislative approval. That will take place under the next RTM, as well as will also go to planning and zoning for an 824 referral. This was heard by Board of Finance, which approved the acquisition unanimously. As stated, this is a current Freightliner building off exit 56. It is about just under 30,000 square feet. As the board, I'm sure, is aware, we've been in need of finding a permanent location. We currently operate out of a temporary location for Public Works. We are searching for a permanent location. Based on our evaluation, we feel that this property and building meet our criteria. The building itself is essentially turnkey. We did a concept layout through our engineering department, how it will accommodate not only the current DPW activities, but provide some room for expansion. It has the added benefit based on the building size and the available office space, and how the building was constructed, as well as the additional lot 21 that abuts it to accommodate future needs of the town. We know that there's a strategic facilities and staffing plan for the fire department, which calls for a fire station out east through, again, a preliminary concept layout. We feel that this lot can accommodate that activity. We also note that there's a need for, other departments have need for storage, particularly not only indoor storage for some equipment, as well as outdoor storage. You see, whether you go through a number of our parks, even the Board of Ed, which used to have a staff occupied shared space within our Public Works. That activity can come back to this facility, as well as looking at some of their needs for outdoor storage. We can store some of these items, both equipment and material, on this site. As I said, we feel that it is a fair exchange for this parcel, provides a lot of benefits. It's also to note that there will be some there will be some revenue that will be received as part of this transaction. The current occupant would require a 2-year lease back with 2 6-month options. That lease, of course, would have to go through the approval process, which includes the RTM. That lease would then generate income while we're in our temporary, and we would be allowed to fulfill our obligation of the temporary location that we're in. So, while we're fulfilling our obligation, we'll receive revenue to kind of offset expenses to the town. The second source of revenue is that there's currently a solar array, a rooftop solar array on the building that nets, it covers the utility and nets about $60,000 to $80,000 a year in revenue for the owner. That would then, once we occupy the building, would come to the town. The third potential revenue, if ultimately there's no need identified for future need for the parcel located on Acorn Road, which the town has been holding for potentially a firehouse if they were to do it. We would dispose of or divest of that property, and the sale of that would then go towards, the proceeds of that sale will go towards the cost of this building. Again, the other benefit to the town is, as I mentioned about office space, we do currently have needs with space, with space needs within Town Hall. This would allow our engineering department to be relocated to this facility, not only freeing up office space within Town Hall, but also would then, I think, provide some greater integration with the Public Works and the engineering department. As I mentioned, we do have the Board of Ed, they do have tradesmen operating out of that facility, or previously had, and I know our engineering department has been working closely with the facilities of Board of Ed. So once again, just an opportunity to further foster and integrate those relationships. So I do think this solves a long-standing problem. We had evaluated other sites in town. We feel that this is in the best interest to proceed with this. However, I recognize we just had an election. There's going to be a change of administration. I did just have a conversation today with First Selectman-elect Josh Brooks. And, he recognizes that, where he needs an opportunity to evaluate this when his administration takes effect. However, as I mentioned, that this will still have to go to the RTM, which, wouldn't take action. The next regular scheduled meeting is in mid-December. So therefore, that allows a full 6 weeks of consideration and evaluation before there's any action that ultimately binds at the earliest, that would bind the town to moving forward with this transaction. And I think he was comfortable. I mean, I know Josh is here. He was comfortable with that. He's making that statement and proceeding in this manner. I think this signals to town departments as well as the other counterparties that we're serious with this and that there's moving it through the process. I don't know, Josh, is there anything that fairly represented your position? Thank you. Thanks for attending tonight. And congratulations. So I put that for, is there a motion to?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second? Second it?
Second.
All right, any further discussion? Here,
The only thing I'll say is, and I appreciate all the work you put into it, unfortunately, as we know, all of us didn't have a chance to absorb all this in a short period of time. I'm not against it. I'm confused with some of the parts right now. With the fire department still has to be in, the needs, Board of Ed. There's a lot of working parts here, so I'm just going to abstain for tonight. That moves it forward to the RTM, doesn't stop anything, but I want to do a little due diligence in absorbing some of the rest of the stuff that unfortunately we just didn't have time to discuss and absorb.
and I appreciate that position. I would just, I mean, if you're going to be part of, you're going to still be here, so, and part of the administration. So as I just mentioned, as the first selectman expressed that he would have time to evaluate this from the purview, as you are part of that administration.
Great.
So if you wanted to vote, how you feel, but I understand your position. So we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I'll just
Opposed?
abstain.
One abstention. Item passes. All right, item 8, any correspondence? Do not have any tonight. Item 9, any other business? All right, before we adjourn, I would just like to thank the town of Branford for your support for the last 12 years. It's been a tremendous honor serving as first selectman, serving alongside Selectman Higgins, and then previously also Selectman Joe Higgins. I believe we truly had what we felt, every decision that we made and everything we did consider, and we governed with respect and civility, and I believe that we did what we felt was in the best interest of our town for the past 12 years. So on behalf of the administration, I thank you for your support. Angie, it's been great serving with you. Trista, thank you for all you've done in the last 12 years, and Ray.
Well, I appreciate
best of
working the
luck.
last 6 years with both of you. I've learned a lot, so, and I think most of the time we were able to come to conclusions that were at the best interest of the town, and that's something to look forward to, so.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right, thank you. All right. Thanks.
Okay, Angie, I know you want to. What's your favorite saying? Come on.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, abstention.
This program was brought to you in part through the support of the Town of Branford. Watch town meetings and other videos on demand at BranfordTV.org.